cook, turning them over and over, kneading the warmth into each crevice of my palms, soaking my fingertips until they pucker. They must be soft, soft as the unlucky day I was born, to touch the world and be touched by it on this important occasion. I wonder what would happen if my hands blaze so brightly that all of the people who have come to see me are struck blind by their light. With the fingers of my left hand, I skim the raised letters of the page, while those of my right rest in Doctor's palm, as he waits for any questions I may have about my reading. The scratchy wool of his Sunday waistcoat sleeve tickles my bare wrist. Today I have no questions because it's all for show, not study. I finished with this primer, the child's 4th book of grammar and spelling, before Christmas. We host hundreds in the public hall for the usual Saturday exhibition days here at Perkins. But today we're in the front parlor, and Miss Swift, my teacher, says there are only about 40 very special guests. Doctor places my finger on a sentence, and I copy it onto the grooved French board. After the children had exhausted their inquiries and expressions of admiration about the learned dog Apollo, William asked his mother if she thought at some future time there would be schools for dogs. So easy. Doctor holds up the board and the clapping drums through the soles of my shoes. Doctor had asked me if he could read out loud a letter I'm working on to send Mama in Hanover, but I told him no, not to the crowd. So I write a line now for him to read. Dr. Samuel Gridley Howe rides all over Boston on his big black horse, then comes home to take care of Laura, his little dove. Doctor takes the page, but I don't think he reads it because there's no applause. I perform 4 arithmetics, 1 each addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And on the division, which is quite simple, I pretend to make a mistake and slap my right hand with my left, the way Miss Swift does when I make a real mistake, which used to happen often, but not much now that I've been here 5 years. Doctor writes London into my palm, his thumb and forefinger in the shape of an L, and taps me to get up. Exactly 3 arms' lengths down left from my chair, I reach the embossed globe just as he sets it spinning, and the wooden continents rise under my fingers. I grab all of Europe, then trace my way to England and stop on its capital, the city of our guest of honor, Mr. Charles Dickens. The floor vibrates with the clapping, and I curtsy, which seems to generate more applause. They didn't think I could curtsy? I whirl the globe to Africa, fingering the wavy ridges of the Nile, and turn again to the crowd. I'm laughing at my trick because I know we have no visitors from Africa here. The slaves are all down south. No one claps this time. I guess they don't understand my little joke. Doctor pats my arm and pulls me down beside him at the desk. I'm not supposed to laugh hard because Doctor says the sound scares people. But sometimes I can't help it. There are too many people around me now, the air full of their heat. When there's a bigger crowd, the teachers push a row of chairs between me and them so they don't crush me. Miss Swift says I am puny and too thin, but Doctor says I am a little dove, which must mean that I am small in an excellent way, because doves are soft and, I think, very beautiful. Where is Doctor? I walk the 23 ladies' steps to my visitor's seat in front of the fireplace, and find rough worsted draped over the padded armrest. Tessie and her dirty shawl are in my chair. She is my best friend of all the blind girls, so sometimes I let her sit there to warm herself on very cold days like today, but never when I have visitors. Everybody knows that. I grab for her hand to tell her to get up, but she hides it in her sleeve, so I push her just a little. I try to hold down the ugly sound I'm not supposed to make, the one I felt from Pozo, the institution's dog, thrumming in the cords of his neck. Miss Swift comes suddenly between us. She's certainly wide enough to keep 2 armies apart. And of course, Tessie jumps up for her. But as soon as Swift moves away, Tessie sidles back and writes very hard, "You're not Jenny Lind, you know," and skitters away.